Thank you. The gentleman from California, Mr. Vargas, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, and thank you for Ranking Member for holding this hearing. Chairman Powell, thank you very much for being with us here once again. As we look at the unprovoked criminal Russian invasion of Ukraine, one of the most notable national security responses has been the president's recent announcement cut off much of the Russian financial sector from SWIFT financial services. Our EU partners have also joined us and excluded 7 Russian banks from SWIFT. Chairman Powell, what practical effect would this have on Russia, its economy, its financial sector, and its people?
So thank you. I should point out that the Fed does not impose sanctions on other countries, that we, in this process of developing sanctions, we are not a principal. That's really a job for the administration, particularly the Treasury Department. So we provide technical background support and things like that, but I think questions about sanctions and their effects generally would be more for the administration and the Treasury Secretary. I think you can see, I will just add, though, that the effects of the sanctions so far appear, for now, to have been significant.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened to the ruble. We saw what happened to their market. The market's still closed. Is a way around it for them cryptocurrency? Could you talk a little bit about that? I know it's a little bit out of your bailiwick, but as you said, it's an interesting moment in time. You know, we haven't had to face this since really World War II, and even all the comments that you made about inflation and watching the market, so much of it is tied to obviously what the Russians are doing with respect to their unwarranted and criminal act there in Ukraine.
So I don't have any private information on the extent to which that is happening, but that is something you read about and hear about. And I just think it underscores the need really for congressional action on digital finance, including cryptocurrencies. We have this burgeoning industry which has many parts to it, and there isn't in place the kind of regulatory framework that needs to be there. It was probably no different with railroads or telephones or the internet, and ultimately what's needed is a framework, and in particular ways to prevent these unbacked cryptocurrencies from serving as a vehicle for terrorist finance and just general criminal behavior, tax avoidance and the like. So I guess that's what I would say there. I don't really know the extent to which it's happening, although you do hear that and read it in the paper.
Seems like an outform since we did go down this road. Could you comment a little bit about then the central bank digital currency? It seems like that would be something that would be helpful in situations like this.
Yes, so we issued a paper after much thought and many drafts. We issued a paper, was it late last year? I guess it was late last year, seeking public comment on the costs and benefits of a potential central bank digital currency issued by the Federal Reserve here in the United States, digital dollars. And we await, I think we gave an extended comment period, and we very much look forward to reading those comments. This will be something that we invest a fair amount of time and expertise and hiring people and things like that to try to get it right, but also to understand whether the benefits actually outweigh the costs, which I think is an unanswered question both here and around the world. Nonetheless, it's our obligation to move vigorously to understand the answers to that question so that we can deploy a central bank digital currency if it's appropriate. So would it, in principle, it depends on why people are using unbacked digital currencies. If they're using them to evade, visibility and evade the law, then for us just to have a law-abiding CBDC won't change that. They'll still be able to use those currencies for that matter. The existing digital currencies that again are not backed are really vehicles for speculation. They're not used in payments. They're not a store of value. They're speculation like gold. That's what they're used for. Whereas, potentially a U.S. CBDC would have a wider view. I do want to stress we have not decided to do it, but we do understand our obligation is to really get to the bottom and understand both the technical and the policy issues that need to be answered.
Thank you, and I know my time's about up. I'd just say from your lips to God's ears, I hope that the inflation does peak this year and does come down because people are hurting. And thank you very much again for your steady stewardship.
Thank you very
We
much.
appreciate it.